Hello everybody, welcome to Adventures of Beekeeping. My name is Dale and it is November the 18th, 2023. It's about 49 degrees and today it's time to do oxalic acid treatments here at the Breezy Meadow. And that is going to be done by sublimation. It's sometimes called vaporization, but it's actually sublimation. And I have my Lorobbees tool, and first step is to go along to all of the hives and open up the hole where we're going to put in the oxalic acid vapors. And what I do is I just take my drill and I go along to each hive before getting all dressed up for the occasion with the respirator and all those kinds of things. I just go along and clean out the hole. Sometimes the bees have purplized it and it just needs a little opening up. I usually put duct tape back over it just to make sure that it gets sealed up. Sometimes then the bees will actually purplize it closed. And just take my drill and drive it through there real quick. Doesn't look like they did much on that one. And then just move to the next one, do the same thing. Okay, here's the equipment that you need to do your oxalic acid treatment. First you need your respirator and your filters. You need a pair of goggles. You need a pair of disposable gloves. You need your package of oxalic acid. You need your batteries. I have 2 batteries for the Lorobbees Instavap. And then you need something to close up the front entrance. And these are, I'm going to wet these. These are my oxalic acid vaporizing sublimation towels. I wet these and I put these on the entrance. You may or may not want to wear your bee suit. They do get kind of mad, so I would recommend that you wear your bee suit. So that's the equipment that you need. I almost forgot. You need to have a smoker lit so that you know which way the wind is blowing and so that you can be out of the wind, so that the oxalic acid vapors don't fly into you. So I have my gloves, my respirator, and my glasses on. This part I'm going to do a voiceover on it because you wouldn't be able to understand me with my respirator on. So I have this watering can. I just put the towels down in there with some water. And I'm just going to they're pretty soaking wet. I'm just going to lay it right on the front of the hive. And I should have taken the can with me. So I have 4 or 5 of these. Some people use a sock or something. I guess you can use anything that you want just to kind of drape the front and close up the entrance there. This takes a couple of minutes. So Lorobbees is going to be at the North American Honeybee Expo in January, and they have a discount on the Lorobbees Instavap for pre-orders. You can pre-order and get that a discount and pick it up at the expo. Also, they are going to introduce a new product that they're calling the Instavap Compact. It's currently being tested and verified, and I don't know if you can pick it up at the expo, but I think you can pre-order and they'll get it to you. However, they also have some discounts on some other items. you should check it out. I think it's lorobbees.com, and you'll see it on the device. So here I'm showing that I have the battery in. Trying to show you the battery power meter. It's kind of hard to see. I didn't do a very good job of showing this, but it was like at 18 volts. And the target voltage, the target temperature is 445, and I believe it's showing 65 at this point. It's really hard to see the numbers. I'm sorry about that. And I do show it all during the video. Here I turned it on, and we're ready to start heating up. And you can see that now it was 65, I think it's now 67. And this went down to like 17 volts. Once I turned it on, it started heating, and that's fine. I used the DeWalt version. I have a couple of different versions as far as the battery is concerned. This is the DeWalt version. As you can see, it's getting hotter. It's like 130 something. And the target is 445, something like that. So it's kind of boring watching this as it heats up. But I wanted to show you the full duration in the recording from when I turned it on, did all of the treatments, and then turned it off so that you would know. Here is the plunger, and you can see I have it set at a certain setting. And then what happens is you press that down into the oxalic acid, and then the oxalic acid crystals go up in there, and then you press the plunger, and the crystals come out. When you press the plunger, the crystals come out into the heated chamber, or the pot, I suppose, the kettle, and that instantly causes it to vaporize. When something goes from solid directly to vapor, it's considered sublimation. Water will vaporize when you boil it, but that's vaporized because it's going from liquid to vapor. So I'm just waiting here. We're up to 300 and some degrees. This is Fahrenheit. And I have a 5 amp hour battery. It's called the Instavap from Lorobbees.com. You go check it out, and check out their North American Honeybee Expo specials. Looks like we're getting close. It's really hard to see in the video what the temperature is, but we're up in the 300s and something. Later on in the video, you'll hear some gunshots. Don't be worried about that. Several of my neighbors have a hobby of shooting guns, target practice, and so on. Oh, here, I also brought a tin pan to put the hot device in until it cools down, so that it doesn't melt anything. But there you can see it's getting hot. It's beginning to vaporize some of the stuff that was left in there from before. That's the plunging process. You fill it, put it down in, and then plunge it. And pretty lightweight. It's not heavy at all. Built real well, sturdy. And come along with me. Let's go and do one. And get you lined up here. Do a little bit of a camera adjustment so that you can see what's going on. And then we'll press the plunger into the oxalic acid bag, and then actually do the application. Now, sometimes they say 20 seconds, but when I did when I just counted 20 seconds, it was still, here I am plunging it into the bag. And then you can see there how it sticks up into the bottom of the plunger. And then I'm going to put it in and verify the temperature is up to the right temperature, and then insert it and give it a couple of taps. So I was saying about my neighbors, several of my neighbors are, their hobby is guns, and so on a Saturday, any given time during the day, you might hear a shotgun or a semi-automatic weapons of some kind. Here you can see that the box is filled. This particular box has a screen bottom board, so some of the, even though the cardboard's there or the inserts in there, some of the vapors are escaping out of the hive. Like I was saying, so that was 30 seconds. I think most of them are 30 seconds. There's one where I only did 20 seconds, and when I pulled it out, it was still had vapors coming out. And so I thought, well, that's probably not a good idea. Come along with me. Let's go do hive number 2. And here we can see some of the bees are returning foragers are trying to get in. They're not happy with the cloth being over their entrance. Again, another little camera adjustment. So all of this camera movement and camera adjustment is time that would not normally be a part of the process. And so you could just go right to the next hive and go right in and do it. And of course, you want to do it as quickly as possible, as long as the temperature is the right temperature, so that you can do as many hives as possible with this one battery. Of course, I'm going to do 8 with one battery. I don't know, I probably should know, but how many you can do with one battery. I have a second battery just in case. And here we go again. You can hear the birds, and you can hear the traffic out on the highway. So I know it's kind of boring, but I just wanted to show you. You can see there's a little bit of vapor still coming out. So I'm going to go right to the next one. Just go right into the next one. And double check the temperature is high enough. Give it a little bit of time to make sure that it's up. It does a real good job of regulating the temperature. Once you put the stuff in, it'll drop just a little bit, and then sometimes it'll overshoot to 447 or so, and then it'll come back down. So it does a really good job of regulating the temperature and getting it up to the right temperature. So probably, I didn't actually measure it, but it seems like it's about a minute. I've been holding it in there 30 seconds, but a minute from like plunging here to get the material, putting it in, verifying the temperature, and then starting it, and then until the end. It's probably about a minute, it seems like. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 more to go. So let me run my stuff down here. It's interesting when change the angle, some of the oxalic acid falls down into the kettle and it vaporizes, and you can saw that puff of vapor. I have to go and get some of the cloths off of hive number 1 and take it up to hive number 5 and so on. That's what I'm doing right now, is moving the cloths. I guess you could do as many as you want with the cloths. I just happen to have 4. Probably could tear those towels to another in half each and then have enough to do the whole apiary in one set of towels. You want to leave the towels on there for a few minutes after each hive gets vaporized, just so that it doesn't just go right out the entrance. All right, so this will be 5 and 6. A couple of camera adjustments. There's nothing in that swarm trap that's sitting there. It's just sitting there. All right, back to work. It's cool enough that I didn't have to wear my hood. I did put the jacket on just so that I could throw the hood up quickly if I needed to. Yep, that was 20 seconds. And it was still putting out vapors. I'm going to make sure as many of the vapors as possible into the hive. Move on to the next one. Check the temperature. Verify we're all good. Wait for it to warm up. Okay, let's count this one. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, 1006, 1007, 1008, 1009, 1010, 1011, 1012, 1013, 1014, 1015, 1016, 1017, 1018, 1019, 1020, 1021, 1022, 1023, 1024, 1025, 1026, 1027, 1028, 1029, 1030. I must not have been counting. But there's an awful lot of leakage on this one. That seems like a lot of leakage. I don't know if you noticed while we were counting that it was just leaking everywhere. So I don't know if that particular hive is not sealed up real good. Propolis not done well. The bees haven't done a good job, or if it's just maybe it's just the bottom board and the way the wind was blowing. That's a screen bottom board. The wind is just kind of blowing it out. Oh, gotta go get some more towels to put on 7 and 8. Okay, so we're just gonna watch from here. I'll give you just an adjustment so that you can see the hives up there. But we're gonna let you see it from a distance so that you can see, how the oxalic acid vapors fly through the air. So I did have a smoker lit, but I didn't actually show it or use it much. There is a little bit of a breeze, but I didn't really feel like I was being hit by the oxalic acid. And of course, the goggles and the respirator help with that. All right, so there we started one, and you can see it's kind of, so that one has, I think that one has a screen bottom board. And notice this one on the left is still kind of leaking vapors out the bottom. It really looks like I'm in the vapors, but I don't think I really am. I think it's blowing down to my right and out that way. Okay, one more. Check the temperature and start. That one has the solid bottom board. I can't tell which hive those vapors are coming from. Must be coming up out of the top. So I tapped it a couple more times, and just that little bit of tapping released some more stuff down into the kettle, causing it to do that. All right, it's all done. I'm just going to show you. I wish I could show you that you can actually see the temperatures and the voltage. But the temperature is about right up there, and then that's like 17 still. Didn't seem to go down that much as far as the voltage is concerned. And I'm sorry you can't see that. And I'm going to turn it off. So just got to let it cool off and put it away. Clean it up a little bit. So everything goes back into this tote. Batteries, I'll charge up the batteries and put them back in here. The Lorobbees vaporizer goes back into its original box after it cools down, and then it gets put into this tote. And then the respirator and some more gloves will go in there, and the goggles or the glasses. So everything goes back, fits back into this tote, and then I just seal it up, and then whenever I need it, it's all right here. I do have to dry the towels out, but then I put them back in here as well. By drying the towels, I mean out in the sun somewhere. I don't bring them in the house to dry them. Let's see, what else? Oh, I just waited around a little bit to pick up the towels. Left them on the fronts of the entrances for a few minutes, just to let the vapors stay in there for a while. And I don't know how long this took to do 8 hives. It takes a little longer when you're, takes a little bit longer when you're having to stop and do some recording and that kind of stuff. But it didn't take too long. A lot faster than with my wand, with the Oxalic Acid vaporizer wand thing that I had. With that, I had to take the entrance reducer out, and that took a long time because it was normally propolis in. And then it just took a long time to heat up the thing and to actually do the actual sublimation. So I'm really happy with my Lorobbees Instavap, and I'm not getting any kickback or anything from them. I just really like it, and just wanted to show you what I was doing today, giving oxalic acid sublimation treatments to kill mites on November the 18th. Alrighty, thank you so much. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. God bless and have a great day. A couple of things I forgot to say. One is, I always make sure that my respirator dries out before I put it away. I don't want it to get mold and all kinds of goo in there. So I always make sure that the respirator dries out before I put it away. And then the other thing I forgot to tell you, I got to go back and put the duct tape back on the holes. And I use this max strength duct tape, and it just sticks like crazy. I like it. It's white too. All right, that's all. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. God bless.